Republican politicians are panicking right now as more and more Americans continue to file their taxes and then realize that, oh, I'm not getting a refund this year, or I owe more than I ever have in previous years. Now, this has happened to nearly 10% of people who have already filed their taxes. Either the refund is smaller than it was in years past, or they owe more than they had in years past. But the bottom line is that these people understand that they're not actually getting those tax cuts that Republicans promised them at the end of 2017. So Republicans now have gone on the defensive, and we have people like Chuck Grassley out there right now telling us that no, they got their tax cuts. It's just Democrats being dishonest about what's happening, and that's why you have these talking points that people aren't getting tax cuts. The Republican argument at this point is this. They say that they changed the withholding tables for the IRS. So you may be getting a smaller refund, but it's only because you finally paid the correct amount in taxes. And you didn't pay as much in taxes per paycheck last year because we adjusted the withholding table. So your paychecks increased, and that's why you're not getting a refund. To which a majority of American citizens said, what? A majority of people in this country reported that their paychecks did not change. Their federal withholding, their taxes did not change last year. And I emphasize that to show you how bad the Republicans are at lying. Because Chuck Grassley and plenty of Republican strategists, other Republican politicians, are literally trying to convince people that their paychecks increased because fewer taxes were being withheld, when those people can very easily look at their pay stub and say, you're lying to me. You're lying to my face. I'm seeing it right here. My taxes didn't go down, but my refund did, or I owe money for the first time in my life, because that's what people are saying. And Republicans, especially Chuck Grassley here, who calls this a Democratic hogwash thing, they're trying to convince people that what they're seeing and what they're experiencing is not actually happening. In essence, they're trying to get working class Americans to deny the reality that they're living in. Here's the bottom line. They may have changed the withholding tables, but if you didn't go back to your human resources department and then change your personal tax filing, changing the withholding tables does absolutely nothing to you. The same amount of money would have come out from your taxes, and if you had gotten a tax cut, that would mean your refund would have actually increased. None of that happened, folks. So I don't know why the Republicans think they can just get out there and flat out lie to our faces about this when we have the evidence. We see it every 2 weeks in our paycheck. The evidence is there. A lot of people actually saw their paychecks decrease a little bit, and they still paid more in taxes. And these are working class folks. And here's why. They took away a lot of the deductions that working class people depend on. Meanwhile, they created new deductions like nearly 100% off if you buy a private jet. So we can't write off our state taxes anymore. But if we, the working class people, bought a private jet, we could write off 100% of that expense. And that's what Republicans call fair. That's what they're telling us is a good tax code for the American public. And that is what they're planning to run on in 2020. Good luck with that. People see their pay stubs, especially those of us who do live paycheck to paycheck. We watch that pay stub closely. We know exactly what it says each time. And I think all of us would notice if it had increased even by $1, which it didn't. One of today's video sponsors is Blinkist.com. Blinkist.com takes some of the best nonfiction books available and condenses them into either 15-minute audiobooks or very short 15-minute reads so users can get the information that they need and move on to the next. They take the key parts of these nonfiction books, whether it's self-help, business, history, politics, and they condense it into easy to digest information. What's great about this, especially in my line of work here, is that I can go through, find any political history book that I want, get the 15-minute audio version and listen to it while on my way to work. On the way home, I can do a second book, a third or fourth in the evening if you have the time. But that's what's so great about it. It's the best parts, the key takeaways, and the vital information that Blinkist.com provides. And right now, the first 100 users to go to Blinkist.com/Ring of Fire are going to get 7 days absolutely free. That's 7 days to listen to or read as many of these condensed nonfiction books as possible. And then after that, if you want the full membership, you'll get 25% off going to Blinkist.com/Ring of Fire. There's also a link at the very top of this video description. Again, only the first 100 users are going to get the 7 days free, so make sure you act fast.